Our next story is from Canada. On Tuesday, something unusual happened in and around the country's capital. There were 3 attacks in less than 3 hours inside 3 movie theaters. You know what these 3 incidents have in common? All 3 attacks happened at theaters playing Hindi movies, and this has triggered questions around the safety of Indians and Indian interests in Canada. Now, here's what we know so far. One of the incidents happened at around 9:20 p.m. local time on Tuesday. This is when a cinema complex in WION was attacked by 2 masked men. Around 200 people were inside the theater watching a Hindi movie. The men in question disrupted the screening and sprayed an unknown aerosol-based irritating substance into the air. Many people started coughing, and several others were treated for exposure to that substance. Investigators say the suspects fled the scene before the police arrived. The first suspect has been identified as a black man with a light skin tone. The second suspect has been identified as a brown man with a light skin tone. Now, this was not a standalone incident. A similar attack was reported in a theatre at Scarborough Town Centre in Toronto. It was attacked by unknown assailants who set off a stink bomb during a movie. The police saying that the theatre was evacuated and no injuries were reported. And lastly, there was another attack at a theatre in Brampton. This is in Ontario's Greater Toronto area. The attack followed a similar pattern. Some unknown men sprayed some sort of substance inside the theatre's premises. Officers evacuated the building, and there were no reports of any injuries. The police saying they are liaising with officials in all 3 areas. They've also released these images. They show the suspects who sprayed the substance at the cinema in WION. An investigation has been launched. A manhunt to nab the suspects is underway. The question is, were these 3 incidents linked? Were they some sort of hate crimes? Were they part of some sort of an anti-India plan? Well, this is what a police officer had to say. Coincidentally, they took place all within less than 3 hours on the same evening. So we are certainly looking into the possibility that these incidents are linked. There is no obvious indication that this is a hate-motivated crime, but we have notified our hate crime prevention unit as a precaution. Now, here's the thing. The timing of these incidents is striking, to say the least. They come amid a flurry of anti-India attacks and a growing anti-India sentiment. We've been reporting on this for months now. In September, they were threatened to leave. The threat was issued by Khalistani terrorist Gurpatwant Singh Pannu. He threatened Indo-Canadian Hindus, asking them to leave the country or face consequences. A month before this, in August, Khalistani terrorists attacked a Hindu temple. The act of vandalism took place in Surrey, near the Canada-United States border. The Khalistani terrorists also placed posters at the entrance of the temple, aiming to sow fear within the Hindu community. The poster advocated a referendum pertaining to the assassination of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, quote-unquote. And before that, on the 18th of June, a pro-Khalistani Twitter handle, Sikh Narrative, shared a video of different Hindu religious sites across Toronto where posters of Khalistani terrorist Talvinder Singh Parmar were placed. Now, it does not end there. Indians living in Canada have had to face not only desecration of their places of worship, but also death threats and relentless intimidation. The situation was bad before, but it has now escalated to an alarming degree. But what stings the most is the sheer hypocrisy of the Canadian government. While they claim to stand against hatred, their actions tell a completely different story. These events serve as a wake-up call to the unsettling truth. For the sake of quoting a small percentage of voters, Justin Trudeau has made a gamble. He has prioritized the interests of a small fringe element over the well-being of an entire community. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.